I just won my Madden game. Benny watched me win my Madden game. Everyone welcome Benny.
Hello.
And
Hi,
if you know
Benny.
Benny, you know we love football.
We do.
So we're making a tier list with how the teams are doing. And yes, it's already week 4, 3. Week is it? Week 3 in the NFL right now?
Yes.
Week 3,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Little lost, but we'll figure it out.
And just to get our biases out of the way, I am a humble New England Patriots fan, and Benny.
And I am sadly a Seahawks fan. So,
Don't
but
you?
it's not the only team I support. I support
Yeah.
the Bills on the AFC side. So,
Oh my fucking god! All right, this fucking guy.
I do.
I thought you were the Chargers on the AFC side.
No.
Okay.
I'm a Bills fan on the AFC side.
Well, we have a tier list set up for Super Bowl bound, in the hunt, mid, rebuild next year. These are subject to change because I like my tier list crazy and with a lot of tiers. So we'll see how it goes. And these teams are in alphabetical order. Oh man, with the Cardinals, the AZ Cardinals, they just beat my hometown, unquote, hometown Vegas Raiders in overtime after being down 20-0. But early season Cardinals are always good, right? Late season Cardinals are bad.
I do have to agree with this. Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Isn't that how it goes?
they got pooped on by the Chiefs to start off.
That's
But,
normal. Expected.
They're the Chiefs. What do you expect? They're in the AFC Championship every single year. So
They're always, at least recently, Patrick Mahomes has that fat contract. Cat space seems to work for them. And the Cardinals
doesn't seem to exist.
Money does exist. I agree. What do you think? Mid or in the hunt? What are you thinking?
I would say in the hunt. I feel like they have the potential. They have the young roster. They are more than capable of doing it.
They always have the potential.
Yeah, it's just execution, I guess.
And now, see, this is why I do this, because we're gonna have the choke tier and the Falcons going there.
Yeah.
And the Falcons.
I like it so far.
And that's the choke tier. It's you could put them here, but you might as well. Yeah, you might as well put them at the very bottom right now. I don't know how to feel about it's the second bird team we're seeing, and resident Falcons fan Ezra isn't here, so I really don't know how to feel about the Falcons.
The Falcons were getting absolutely dogged on last week, and then they started making a comeback and almost potentially could have won the game,
And then they didn't. As
from
Falcons,
past experiences, they seem to be the choke artists of the NFL.
Who's their quarterback? Mariota.
Mariota.
I've heard Ezra say, fucking Desmond should start. Cal Pitts. Desmond Ritter.
Mm-hmm.
Riddler, whatever you want to say. I'm gonna call him Riddler for the sake of it.
Oh my
Desmond Riddler. Cal Pitts runs lazy routes. He might. The Falcons better shape up.
Yeah, they have players that like to gamble, players that run lazy routes. They can't decide who they want at quarterback.
The gamble tier. Oh, yeah. And then our third team from the Birds. Mr. Pay That Man. Mr. Pay That Man, Lamar Jackson. Half QB, half running back, half man. I don't know. He just does things and they work. Everything he does seems so graceful, except asking for that much money.
He wants way too much money guaranteed.
Yeah, he wants a Deshaun Watson type deal. And when you're getting compared to Deshaun Watson, that's never a good thing. So
yeah. He's an amazing, versatile quarterback.
He's breaking records. He's doing great.
I think the Deshaun Watson contract situation kind of messed the
Like-
mindset of some players.
like the
some
the
players just
quarterback
want-
market,
Yeah, they just messed with the market, and
like the Christian Kirk deal did with the wide receiver market.
yeah,
Getting signed to the Jags for that much money for a mid receiver.
true.
We're not talking about him. We're talking about the Ravens. Who else do they have on this team? Is Mark Andrews
Yeah,
still
Rashad
there?
Bateman.
Sean Bateman.
Yeah, he's
Mark
Mark
no
Andrews,
more.
yeah.
No more Marquise Brown. He's on the Cardinals.
he is. He's on a different bird.
Yeah. Is Calais Campbell still on the Ravens?
I think he still is,
Jesus.
unless he retired.
They have Odafe Owe.
They have two good corners, Marcus Peters and
Marlon
Marlon Humphrey. Chuck Clark at safety.
It's just a capable team, and plus they're not really in a tough division. Like as of right now, like the Steelers don't have a quarterback. The Browns
don't have a quarterback.
don't have a team, and the the Bengals are 0-2. So
yeah, it's their only real big threat, but the Bengals just, I don't know,
suck right now.
from a Super Bowl to absolutely sucking. It happens.
But from all these in the hunt teams in the choke tier, you have the team that everyone's probably think, yeah, they're gonna win it. They're probably gonna win it, right?
I'm probably the last person you need to be asking about this, but yeah, you know,
They're just gonna win. They have Josh Allen,
Stephon Diggs is that guy.
Von Miller,
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon
Miller,
Diggs. No more Cole Beasley. He's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer now. Dawson Knox. You have a run game that all they have to do is be above average to be a Super Bowl caliber team, which they are being. I think Zach Moss and
You have the
Singletary.
third year receiver Gabriel Davis started breaking out towards the
Yeah.
end of last year. You know, he's had pretty good success so far this year.
Isaiah McKenzie is getting some reps in now.
They have Jameson Crowder. He hasn't really gotten that many reps. No.
Like the Jets receiver Crowder?
Yes,
Oh my god.
he's on the Bills.
They have Jordan Poyer and the other old safety,
Micah Hyde.
Micah Hyde. Tre'Davious White.
And then they ended up drafting Kyer Elam in the first round this year. You know, pretty good pickup. They have James Cook, Dalvin Cook's brother.
Yeah, James Cook. I mean, that's a pretty good place to be. And
They have a pretty good D line. You know,
and yeah, that D line has something to prove though. That D line needs to prove themselves this year.
yeah.
I was gonna say, and then the AFC East isn't necessarily hard. You know, the Dolphins look good, the Patriots look underwhelming, and the Jets look like the Jets. So
Yeah,
you know.
they have Joe Flacco throwing the ball.
Joe Flacco and Big ML Funter, Zach Wilson prepping for Week 4 return. So, but speaking of Cougars, we're gonna stick on the Panthers here. This is a rebuild team. Speaking of big cats, we're gonna go on the rebuild. What's up with are they mid or are they rebuild? What are they?
I don't know. I feel like they have the potential, but maybe it just has to do with like coaching at this point. I don't know, because they have Baker. They went out and got Baker. They have Sam Darnold backing him up. You know.
Mm-hmm. They have like a ton of first round picks, former first round picks on that team. Robbie Anderson is there. Derek Brown, J.C. Horn, a great corner.
Brian Burns.
Not Stephon Gilmore. He is a Colt. So this is not in alphabetical order. Oh, we're going by that. Okay. Yeah, the Panthers are just a wild card team. Truly.
I feel like they might be in mid. I mean, if we decide that they aren't in mid, we can always bring them down later on. I wouldn't necessarily say that they're in a rebuild yet.
Yeah, right, mid.
Yeah.
Rebuild look good. I think the Bears are rebuild, but
I don't know. Justin Fields is he's something all right.
I mean, they're kind of doing well, except when they play the Packers. Except when they play the Packers.
I mean, they did upgrade their line a bit. I mean, you could say they did switch their tackle to guard now, Tevin Jenkins. They have Alex
Leatherwood from the Raiders who got cut.
Yeah, their first round pick.
Uh-huh.
They did upgrade the secondary by getting Kyler Gordon in the second round.
No more Khalil Mack.
They have Jaquan Brisker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roquan Smith is in a tough place.
Yeah, doesn't want to leave, but
they won't. They don't want to pay him. The Bears have the
money.
Want to
pay him.
They just don't want to pay him. Just stingy.
Yeah, they don't want to pay one of the better middle linebackers in the league.
Probably because they're getting ready to fucking upgrade the stadium. Probably move. I think there needs to be something underneath. Something needs to be. Something. Okay, here's like, would you say tank, rebuild, and tank are the same thing?
Yeah, because most teams that are tanking usually are rebuilding, so it would make sense.
Okay.
More or less.
Just underwhelming. That's I think it's where the Bears are, in a tough spot.
They are very tough spot.
Slash in a tough. Speaking of tough spots, the Bengals right now.
No.
They are in a tough spot.
Make the Super Bowl and then start the next season off 0-2. Yeah. What's going on there?
Pending 0-3, who's their week 3 opponent?
I have absolutely no idea.
Let's look at the NFL schedule. Week 3.
They are playing the Jets.
Okay, so maybe not that much of a tough spot. But the Jets just won.
They did with Flacco. Flacco threw for a ridiculous amount of yards, I'm pretty sure.
They beat the Browns, who we established earlier don't really have a team, much less a QB. So bad. There you go. I don't really know. I mean, Joe Burrow's getting sacked under pressure. Like I love Jesse Bates. I really don't know how to feel about the Bengals currently. They're in a tough spot.
I don't know. I don't know if Jesse Bates could stay. He might get franchise tag.
God, I hope he either gets treated. I hope he gets paid, or he leaves to a better team and then gets paid.
Hopefully.
Jesse Bates is such a good safety.
I know.
And then there's Cleveland. Yeah, they're just.
They're Cleveland. They don't make any sense. They have what it takes, but they just. I don't know.
All jokes aside, I don't. This team just has so much talent, and what do? You get maybe actually they're in a tough spot. We're seeing tough spot. That's a tough spot. It's the Browns. On to the Cowboys, America's team. In a tough spot, dude.
They have no quarterback.
They don't have a QB. They don't have a QB.
Cooper Rush, baby.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush, it's time to shine.
They're probably resident, and then they play the Giants this weekend. And the Giants are 2-0. How about that one? Oh man.
Yeah. Who would have thought? Crazy time in the NFL.
I think that's Kayvon Thibodeau, right?
On the Giants?
On the Giants, yeah.
Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau. They have Evan Neal that they drafted to be their franchise right tackle. Who else did they get in the draft?
They have Zeke, who is doing something, and Tony Pollard, who's also doing something.
Looks promising this year.
as a Cowboys fan every year. Cowboys. It's in a tough spot. You don't have a QB. Micah Parsons is the only person on the defense that really does anything, I feel like.
Yeah. Micah Parsons is just generational talent. It's crazy.
And the Cowboys in the bottom of the NFC, so they beat the Bengals, lost to the Bucks. Close game against the Bucks.
Don't really know what's going on there.
Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. Okay, how are we feeling? Bad? Are they bad? Or are they...
I think I'm the last person you should be asking.
Why? Why?
I got some bad blood at the rest.
Oh, yeah. I mean... They finally have a QB who's not super tall, which is all John Elway wants in a QB, is tall quarterback. That's why they got Osweiler. And Osweiler.
And Drew Lock's pretty tall too. He's 6'4".
Yeah. Elway was like 6'5", so... You know, the Broncos barely came away with a win against the Texans after failing to beat the Seahawks week 1. I think as of right now, I don't think they're bad. But I also don't think they're in a tough spot.
I think they're mid.
You think they're mid?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have Russell, you have Javonte, you have
Judy.
Oh my god, you have Judy, Sutton, Albert
Javonte Williams,
Melvin Gordon. Remember him? I don't. Andrew Beck, Montrell Washington, like Kendall Hinton. Like you have these players, you gotta use them, and then on defense you have fucking Kareem Jackson, Randy Gregory is there, Mike Purcell, Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, you do.
And the Broncos have always been plagued early season by like injuries or something. So the coaching maybe needs to be addressed early in the season though. So we're learning as we go. On to the Lions, baby. The top of the mid tier.
Lions.
I love this team. I would even say they're in the hunt. Honestly,
I'm liking the Lions this year.
They're so.
Jared Goff played pretty well last game.
They're so hard to hate because of Dan Campbell. They almost beat the Eagles, who just whooped on the Vikings this past weekend. So 38-35 there. Like their offense is there. Amon-Ra's looking amazing. The defense is looking. I mean, they're allowing a lot of points. Both games, so maybe not anything crazy. They have DeAndre Swift. They have Jamal Williams. They have TJ Hawk. They have DJ Chark. Remember him?
They do.
Remember DJ Chark? Then they have Isaiah Bugs is a D-tag. I remember that because of their social media post. Aiden Hutchinson. They have Okuda, Ragnow, Anzalone, Okwara, Quintez Cephas. I really like this team. Khalif Raymond, who had a good kick return, 52 yards in that game. Like, I really love the Lions. Like, this year in particular. And then the Green Bay Packers, who will always forever be in the hunt, in purgatory.
They're always in the hunt.
I think they're better than the Cardinals, though.
100% better than the Cardinals.
Are they better than the Ravens?
If they can figure out their offense a bit more.
Who, the Packers?
Get those rookie receivers going. Yeah, if they can get those rookie receivers going a little bit more, then I think they'll be absolutely dangerous. Because you have Chris Watson, and then you have Romeo Doubs?
It's Dubes.
Dubes?
I say Dubes. It's probably not Dubes, but I say Dubes. Or Dubs.
Yeah, could be either. But, yeah, I mean, they have what it takes. Their O linemen seem to get injured.
As per usual.
That's about the only. As per usual. They have Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. Two amazing backs.
But they got. But the Vikings sloshed them week 1 though.
They did.
Justin Jefferson had their number.
He had their number, but it didn't seem like A-Rod was really getting that connection going with his rookie receivers.
Yeah.
He threw them a couple times, and the connection just wasn't there.
Also,
if A-Rod doesn't trust you, he's not going to throw to you.
And like Randall Cobb and Sammy Watkins, like those are just veterans that they need on that team.
Sammy hasn't been good since he's been on the Bills. I think it was the last.
Yeah, he had almost 100 yards last game against the Bears, off like 3 receptions. So, but Aaron Jones popped off last week. Yeah, that's what it feels like. I remember he was like the top talent. Sammy.
Yeah.
And they have like Darnell Savage, Adrian Amos, Jair, yeah, Devondre Stokes, that weird guy, Isaiah McDuffie, that name, Kenny Clark.
They do have Kenny Clark. They did draft a rookie pass rusher. I forgot what his name is.
Yeah, they did. Oh my god.
I'm
forgetting too.
No, they drafted 2 pass rushers. They have Devontae White that they drafted, the D tackle, I think, and then they drafted some like linebacker.
Quay? Is it Quay? Quay Walker out of Georgia? Yeah,
no.
Quay. Yeah,
Quay Walker. Quay they took pretty like in the first few rounds.
Did they?
Yes.
Regardless, he's really good. I like Quay Walker.
Yeah.
But the Packers will always be in the hunt and forever in purgatory. They will never reach the Super Bowl ever again. The Texans just man, there's nothing to say, man. just rebuild the season.
They've been in a rebuild for the last decade. I don't know what's going on.
As of right now, when recording this, they're in a rebuild. And you can't convince me otherwise. Yeah. What are they? 0-1-1? They tied with the Colts in the week 1.
Yeah.
And then lost barely to the Broncos by like 7.
Doesn't make sense, man.
Like a touchdown. Just chalk it up. Maybe they're in a tough spot. I don't think they're bad. I just think you're in a tough spot or you rebuild right now. But if you're the Colts, oh boy, I'm Matty Ice. Oh boy. What do you do if you're Matty Ice on the Colts and you get shut out by the Jags, huh? And then tie with the Colts.
Cry myself to sleep.
Currently, the team is bad. The team is the 2 teams in the AFC last year, Texans and Jags, and you do that for the first 2 weeks with Jonathan Taylor and Matty Ice and company. I mean, there's no Michael Pittman, but do you need Michael Pittman like that much?
I guess they do. I mean, they haven't really. I haven't really seen them do much in the passing standpoint. I mean, you have Paris Campbell. He never gets used.
Nope.
You have your rookie who's been injured the last few weeks.
You have Mo Ali Cox, who doesn't get used. They have I'm looking at it right now. Ashton Doolin and Desmond Patman, Michael Strachan, Kylan. Who are these names? You either prove yourself right now or you're just bad.
Yeah, there's no in the middle.
No in the middle, so they're just bad. But the Jag, I don't. You shut out the Colts.
True.
And then you lose to the Commanders by 6.
Yeah.
Where do you put this team? Not in a tough spot. They're not bad.
They seem to have a top 5 pick every single year, so I don't know what's going on here. Maybe even they've had a number 1 overall pick the last 2 years. So.
You know what? I'm gonna say the team is in a tough spot because I think the team is actually trying to come together a little bit, as you saw from the Colts game. And Doug Peterson may not be the forever answer, but definitely a step in the right direction for the Jaguars franchise. And they just need anything that's better than last year, because last year was awful. Yeah, all they need is anything better last year. So I think they're in a tough spot. And they got the Chargers this upcoming week. So if they can put up a fight against the Chargers, you know, we might be looking at tough AFC South between Jags and the Titans, I guess. I don't know. That AFC South division is just weird. But on to the AFC West, the Chiefs. Where do you put the Chiefs? Because they're not like wowing anyone, but they're still the Chiefs, right?
I think you put them in the hunt. I mean, you could argue that they're probably gonna make it to the.
You could argue they're gonna make it. I mean, they're 2-0, granted.
Yeah.
You know, they beat up on the Chiefs and on the Cardinals, I mean, and then had that slugfest against the Chargers this past weekend. So, and then they have the Colts and the Bucks. I'll put them here. Put them here.
I think they're behind the Bills. I don't think they're necessarily.
I'm reluctant, but I'm putting them there.
I think they're more than capable of making the Super Bowl. They've done it the last few years. So.
And another team that's capable.
Oh.
I don't think they're bound, but I think they're at the top of the hunt because this team has
100%.
This team is when you look at it on paper, you're like, wow, they have like no holes. Wow.
Literally. They've made every single right move in the offseason.
And yet they lost to the Chiefs. But I mean, it's the Chiefs, you know? Like, oh my goodness. You have Herbert, who looks so promising. You have Austin Eckler, who's always been good. Michelle, Joshua Kelly. Is Isaiah Spiller, right? Is on the team?
Yeah.
Isaiah Spiller. Yeah. Mike Williams. Two underrated receivers in Mikey and Keenan Allen. Gerald Everett, Donald Parham. Then you have Derwin, Bosa, Khalil, Asante, JC, Joseph Sebastian, Kyler Van Noy, Nasir Adderley. Like, this team runs deep in every aspect.
100%. And it's, I don't know. This makes sense.
Like,
my dude.
If there's a team to surprise anyone, like we could have back-to-back LA Super Bowls, but I don't think the Rams are going back, but I still think they're in the hunt. I think they're right here. And that's a little bit, you know, controversial of me to put them, you know, above Packers and Cardinals, but I'm still high on the Rams.
Rams are good.
Even
I love Cooper Kupp.
Sloshed by the Bills week 1. And then barely beating the Falcons week 2. But they beat the Falcons.
They did. Barely, but they did.
Cooper Kupp is still doing Cooper Kupp things, though.
Yeah, they're more than capable of making the Super Bowl. It's not even a question.
Mm-hmm. I mean, who's going to challenge them in that division? The 49ers? No.
Unless Jimmy Garoppolo looks like an MVP quarterback, then probably not.
Like, it's time to shine. Seahawks
Cardinals could, but
probably not. But it's the late season Cardinals, unless they prove us something different. Like, it's such a sleeper. Like, I'm really willing to do like sleeper. Like the Cardinals in there. I don't know. I won't right now. But if I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. And on to the Raiders, who you know, they just needed, like I said, a season better than last season. They had all that controversy last season. They lost to the Chargers barely, and lost to the Cardinals barely. So, you know, I think they're mid. Even though they're 0-2, I think they're mid. I think that they're at the bottom of mid because they're 0-2. But they're capable of winning games, as we've seen. They just have to close them out.
Get their stuff together. They need to figure out what's going on wrong.
They have to close out these games that they're barely losing by. On to the Dolphins in the hunt. In the hunt. About right.
100%.
About like right there. Because this is the first year with all these pieces. So we don't know how they're gonna pan out at all. But so far, 2-0. Barely beating the Ravens. And then a ugly win in at Miami against New England. Not an ugly win, sorry, but a 13-point win. So, I think they're better than the Cardinals. Crazy, I know. Maybe they're right here. I think they're the bottom in the hunt because we don't know how this team's going to pan out long term. But you have Tua, who's a very controversial QB. Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Mostert. You have speed. Mike Gesicki.
You have all the speed in the world.
You have Javon Holland, Jerome Baker, Wilkins, Xavier Howard, Raekwon Davis, Keon Crossan. Like, this team is just fast. Through and through. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Then you have the Vikings.
I mean,
The top of mid? Or like the bottom of in the hunt?
bottom of the hunt.
The bottom of the hunt. Okay, I dig it.
I feel like you can't sleep on them. I feel like they're not in the mid because they did absolutely destroy the Packers week 1. It was last week there.
They just lost to the Eagles in the last week.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do?
So, and who knows how good the Eagles are, really?
Honestly, they have what it takes. They have a good defense. They upgraded their defense a lot. And they did trade for AJ Brown. I mean, does take the workload off Devontae Smith. You know, because you have Devontae Smith. He looks promising. But
What do you think the Eagles are, mid? Or they're in the hunt? Like right here?
top of mid.
Top of mid. Okay. Something to prove type stuff?
I feel like if there's no success on that team, it'll be due to Jalen Hurts. Because Jalen Hurts has the team capable.
He is the centerpiece of that team.
Yeah. You have Fletcher Cox and Jordan Davis on your D-line.
That's insane.
Arguably the most disgusting and terrifying.
Just the two biggest people on the D-line.
Yeah. Not only like big, you have a generational talent, Jordan Davis. Like, this man should not be that fast, that big, that tall.
But he is.
Like, he is. Learning behind a veteran like Fletcher Cox, you know, Fletcher Cox teaches him a thing or two, takes him under his wing for the whole year. You know, Jordan Davis.
Fletcher Cox will probably be MVP, probably maybe in the Hall of Fame, maybe.
I think he will. He's more than capable of it.
He's stuck with the same team all of his life, but we're not here talking about that. We're talking about the Eagles as a whole. Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Quez Watkins, Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, underrated running back room. Avonte Maddox, Josh Sweat, James Bradbury, who they got from the Giants.
I don't know. Their actual pass rush
Kayvon Wallace
could be scary because they have Hassan Reddick. They did pick up in the offseason.
Darius Slade too for the corners.
And they have James Bradbury that they picked up in the offseason. And then they have CJ Gardner that they just got for crumbs.
For scraps. The Saints.
Literally. So they have the team. They're more than capable of seeing success.
Also, back to the Vikings. I think this is their year to do something. Out of any of the years, it's their year to do something with Justin Jefferson and that offense. As long as they can get clicking and Kirk does not choke. Capable.
100%.
Capable. I mean, the defense. Let me look at the defense really quick. They
have Andrew Booth, the rookie that they got.
Lewis and also Lewis Sign, Georgia, the first round pick. They have Kenny Nwangwu, KJ Osborne, fucking Eric Kendricks, Dalvin Tomlinson. Like, the defense is there as long as Kirk and the O-line holds up. And I don't like putting that much pressure on Kirk because I do think he's underrated. I do think he's good, but like underrated. All pressure's on Kirk because there's so much money that you could argue he should be or might have been gone already if it wasn't for the money. Like
100%.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Then you have my New England Patriots, who, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. They're not mid. I don't know where to put them right now, you know?
I mean,
If they're in mid, then they're above the Raiders. I truly think they're in a tough spot. Like, something needs to change. You have the Bills and Dolphins who have like wow teams now.
yeah, you have pretty much the Super Bowl. No, not. I feel like the division will end up being a shootout between the Dolphins and the
Bills.
Bills.
I would argue the Patriots are like a silent sleeper team, not like a very
They
loud
could be,
sleeper,
yeah.
but
It could be. I can see that.
because they'll always be like above average with Bill Belichick as the head coach. So, you know, whatever. But I truly think they're in a tough spot with team and how they go about it. Because I just, you know, they have capable players. They have Mac Jones, Damian Harris, Kendrick Bourne, Little Jordan Humphrey, Ramondre Stevenson, Judon, Trent Brown, Hunter Henry, Christian Barmore. Like, the team is there. They just need a couple more weeks, and I think they'll be in the hunt. But as of recording this right now, I think actually no, they're right here. No, they're right here.
Let me look. Take a look.
They're right there. They're right here.
Okay, yeah, I can respect that.
They're right here. I don't think tough spot. I think they know exactly where they are. Yeah, I'm just thinking. And also, they just traded an offensive tackle to the Raiders. Funny enough.
Yeah.
So, and we signed a player to our practice squad, a kicker. But
I did see that.
It doesn't even matter because we're on to the next team, which the Saints.
Jameis Winston, 30 for 30.
Mr. 30 himself in a tough spot.
Yeah, Michael Thomas is back. You know, that's promising after him being out for like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
You know.
God, finally. But
Took him long.
The defense, like all they have is Cameron Jordan. I feel like
Tyrann Mathieu.
Okay, and then after
Marshawn
him,
Lattimore.
Okay, after that,
Mario Davis.
Yeah, okay. After that,
Cameron Jordan.
I said him. Yeah. So there's 4 people.
Paulson Adebo, second-year guy, potentially could be.
I'm not really
decent corner in the league.
sold on him, but you know.
Not sold on him, but he's young.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, Taysom Hill on tight end.
I think Andy Dalton's there now.
Yeah, he is. He's the backup Jameis.
Him in his Saints jersey doesn't even look right. He does not.
They do have their rookie Chris Olave. You know, I want to see something from him.
Yeah. They have Jarvis Landry, fucking Marquez Callaway, Mark Ingram.
They have Hart. Hardy. What his name is.
Like
Dante. Yeah, Dante.
I just think they're in a tough spot because is Jameis the answer in New Orleans? Personally, I don't think so.
I don't think
I don't think he was ever the answer in any team he was ever on.
I think last year he performed well enough to get extended.
Yeah, I mean, you get
not
stats
enough to
like
get
that.
paid like a real quarterback by any means. He did tear his ACL last year, right? MCL. Did miss the remainder of like the season.
I mean, they're 0-2.
He looked pretty good. He looked pretty good last season. I don't know about this season.
They lost to the Bucks, and then they barely beat the Falcons by 1.
Yeah.
And none of us here really think the Falcons are that good anyway. So the Giants 2-0. Oh, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones. Anyone saw on Daniel Jones yet?
On Danny Dimes. I don't think I ever will be. He's fast. He looks
Thibodeau.
okay. Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal.
They have such a weird team with like Saquon, Kadarius Toney,
Their
Slayton. Like it's such a weird team.
their wide receiver room is, I don't know. It
Wandale
confuses me.
Robinson, the like
They have so much
wildcat
going on there.
guy. Kenny
They have
Galladay,
Sterling Shepard.
David
They have Terry
Sills.
Tony.
Like I don't like.
They have Richie James.
Yeah, like I don't. And then on defense, you have Adoree, who's really good. You have Thibodeau, who's really good. Tay Crowder from Georgia.
You have Azeez Ojulari.
Yeah, also from Georgia, I believe.
Yeah. Blake Martinez got released, I think.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
I don't think he was ever worth it. I don't think he was ever that guy.
I don't think they should have paid him. But that was.
Yeah, no, I don't know what they did.
Yeah.
It's a great question. I ask myself that all the time. Like, why is Martinez that guy? But the Giants, I think, are mid. I think they're in a weird division right now. And they're mid as of right now, recording this. But in the future, will they still be mid? Probably.
Well, no, but, they've figured something out so far, so we'll see how that does for them. Could be promising, could not. We won't know for a few weeks.
Yeah. And you know what? They could easily lose the 15 of their games left. 14, whatever.
They could.
Knowing the Giants, they could probably do that. And the Jets.
Jets.
Just get out of here, man. Just.
I don't think they're in a tank / rebuild.
You're bad?
I think they're just bad. Honestly. They have such a young roster. They have so much talent. They had like 3 or 4 first-round picks this last season.
Young coach.
Young coach. You have a young quarterback. I mean, you have receivers that are probably more than capable of being good. You have Corey Davis. You have Elijah Moore. You have Garrett Wilson. You have Denzel Mims. I mean, you have pretty young talent right there. Tyler Conklin, I don't think he's the answer at tight end. He's old. He's not getting any
definitely
better.
Not.
Their tight end situation is kind of weird because they have 2 tight ends on roster. I'm trying to remember who their second tight end is. But they're paid. They're stuck there for 2 years. So.
And they're, and I think about the receivers, like, they're young, but they're just on a bad team. Like, Denzel Mims could be good. Corey Davis was good, could be better.
Was good.
Elijah Moore, probably underrated. Braxton Berrios, just a fast little dude.
Yeah, fast slot guy.
You mentioned
Garrett
it,
Wilson.
Garrett Wilson,
Yeah, Garrett Wilson's got... I think if Garrett Wilson does start seeing some production, he probably will be the number 1, but I don't think Elijah Moore being your number 1 is the answer.
Yeah, maybe. I think he needs this year. I mean, this team is just so much to prove. There's so much to prove in this team. And then
O-line is a little questionable to me. Their O-line's kind of old. I think you need to upgrade O-line. You have Mekhi Becton at right tackle, but
you could. I mean, he's been injured all the time.
Yeah.
And their defense isn't even that bad. Ashton Davis isn't awful. CJ Mosley's been the cornerstone of that defense since he left the Ravens.
Yes.
He's been that guy. Carl Lawson is, you could argue, washed. Solomon Thomas is there.
You have John Franklin Myers. You have Bryce Huff. You have Quinn Williams on your D-line.
Yeah, you have Quinn Williams.
So, like your D-line's there. You have what it takes. I feel like CJ Mosley's the only real linebacker that you have. You don't really have any other good linebackers on your roster. You have the corners. You drafted Sauce.
Yeah, he did draft Sauce.
He did pay DJ Reed this offseason. Is he worth $10 million a year? I don't know. I don't know if he's worth $10 million a year. What else do we have?
Pretty much it from the Jets, man.
They have one other corner. I don't know.
On to the Steelers. Are they in a tough spot?
Kenny Pickett. Kenny Two Gloves.
Or Mitchell Trubisky?
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky just ain't it, honestly. You know, I was never sold on him on the Bears. He didn't really see any playtime behind Josh Allen on the Bills for his 1 year. He goes off, he gets paid a little bit, you know, makes a little bit of money from the Steelers. Looks okay. You know, he kind of stank on week 1, but surprisingly, they beat the Bengals. So, you know.
The defense, more than there. The offense, it's whatever.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's whatever.
You could argue that Minka's probably in the running for... It's a little early. But...
Him and TJ?
TJ's injury, that one hurt. That one hurt.
Yeah, but it doesn't take away from the... I mean, now it does take away from the defense. But I think you're in a tough spot because he's injured right now. You don't know who your quarterback is. Your run game is there, but you don't have the O-line to support it.
Man. Come on.
But you don't have the O-line to support that run game.
You don't. You did get James Daniel. You did trade for him, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's a guard. He's only one piece. He's only one piece to that young O-line. Other than that, you really have nothing going for you on that O-line.
Like it was like we either get Pratt Freiermuth or an offensive lineman. Oh wait, no, it's like they either get Najee or like whoever that offensive lineman was, and they got Najee.
Yeah, Najee's not. He's good. He's just, if he wants to see more success in the NFL, I think they need to upgrade their O-line, and that should be their number one focus.
Yeah, it fucking should. Otherwise, he's not gonna do anything.
Exactly.
They had George Pickens, Deontay Johnson,
Chase Claypool.
Like that's a solid core right there. George Pickens been, hyping it up. So
yeah,
just like you're in a tough spot, Steelers. You're good, but you're in a tough spot.
Pat Freiermuth looks good. You know,
he's solid for tight ends go.
He's a solid tight end. He'll get the job done. He's not like a generational tight end by any means. He's there. He gets the job done. Hopefully he'll stay with the team. I could see him staying there for years to come.
Yeah, he feels like that forever Steelers type tight end.
Yeah, feels like a guy that just sticks with the team, doesn't go anywhere else, and just there. Their corners, I don't know. Their corners are kind of questionable to me.
Akello.
Akello's your starting corner.
Cameron Sutton.
Corner number 1. Joe Hayden's not there anymore. He was done after this year.
He just retired today.
He just retired. Yeah, he retired this morning.
As a Brown.
Kind of one day contract with the Browns.
Amazing. Levi Wallace has always been solid with the Bills, but then got cut. And then he got signed to the Steelers.
But they did upgrade their linebackers. They got Miles Jack.
They got
now.
Miles Jack. No more no more Devin Bush, or she's still there. Is Devin Bush still there?
Devin Bush is still there. He's just behind Miles Jack.
You could argue he might be a bust because he hasn't really done much. But
he was up and good until he had his injury. What did he do? He tore his ACL.
Probably.
Whatever he did. After that, Devin Bush just hasn't looked the same. He just doesn't play well. I mean, theoretically, you kind of had the odds against you. You're 5'11".
Yeah, you're really just the speedy coverage linebacker.
Yeah.
But you can also land a good hit. Like, he's a great tackler. Well, not as of recent, but was a good tackler in college.
Yeah, he used to be really promising, as of lately, though. I don't know. He's looking like a bust.
Linebacker. And Benny, your Seahawks are up next.
Oh, my
Not your Madden Seahawks, but the actual Geno Smith, not Drew Lock, not Russell Wilson led Seahawks. Where are we putting them?
Rebuild tank.
Rebuild tank. All right.
Rebuild tank. The only reason I say that now is because we don't have a quarterback, to be honest. Just be honest.
you
We
have
have 31, 32-year-old Geno Smith, and then we have Drew Lock right behind him. That's it.
yep.
Quarterback. Ain't nothing special. We have Noah Fant, very young, promising tight end. We did upgrade our O-line.
Of draft picks.
A ton of draft picks.
So much capital for the future, and Pete Carroll is a pretty good guy he can draft pretty decent.
You know, the last few years were kind of questionable, like when you were taking some questionable D linemen like LJ Clark in the first round.
A lot of little to no name guys, yo.
Yeah, like when he took Rashad Penny in the first round and he ends up being a bust, not doing anything for almost 4 years, and then ends up doing something. And then last year, they ended up getting him a 1-year deal. You draft Kenneth Walker, probably one of the most promising, if not the most promising, running back prospect in this year's draft.
Yeah.
You have DK Metcalf. Tyler Lockett's not getting any younger. Dwayne Eskridge, who was a second-round pick bust, because we ended up taking him instead of Creed Humphrey.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that one still stings a little bit.
Yeah, at Oklahoma, Creed's pretty good.
Yeah. We have Bo Melton. I mean, I was high on Bo Melton, but he's on our red squad right now.
Yeah.
We have Damian Lewis, young guard, Gabe Jackson. Pretty old. We don't really have a center. We have Austin Blythe.
The Seahawks O-line has always been their downfall, though.
Yeah, but we did upgrade our tackles. We have Abe Lucas, who's a local boy here, the state of Washington. We had Charles Cross, our new left tackle, arguably the best true left tackle, pass coverage.
Okay.
Yeah, pass protecting left tackle in this draft class. Jordan Brooks, he seems to be like the only real linebacker on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has some big shoes to fill after Bobby Wagner's gone.
Yep.
Uchenna Nwosu looking amazing.
Yeah, underrated. Underrated, I think.
Underrated, yeah, 100%. Really young. Got him under contract for a few years. Or pass rush. Let's talk about that.
You got.
When you have Puna Ford on the edge, that's a little scary.
And now you have that Broncos? What's his name? God, he's so good. He's one of the best. Yeah, one of, if not the best, like rushing, like D tackle in like NFL, like the guy who can just stuff runs.
You can play him at D tackle. You can play him at edge, and that man he's quick.
Yeah,
but he's quick.
He stuffs runs so well.
Yeah,
he's so good.
He's amazing, but he's not getting any younger. That's the one downside,
Well, that's why you have all that draft capital
30,
for Russell Wilson.
31. Oh, man, Shelby Harris looks nice. You have 35-year-old Al Woods that we signed to a contract extension last year. Just trying to switch your defense up, Just trying to switch from a 4-3 to a 3-4. I don't know, man. You don't really got the corners to do it. You got Jamal, who's out.
And that's pretty much it.
You have Quandre.
Yeah, okay.
Quandre looked good, but then he ended up having this really big injury at the end of last season. We have our young corners. We have 2 rookies, 1 second year, and Sidney Jones.
Kyle Fuller. Oh, that's a center. Sorry.
Kyle Fuller, yeah, he's a center. He's terrible. He went from guard to center, and he's not good.
Rebuild for the Seahawks.
Rebuild, unless we get a quarterback, and if we can get
you're probably
a linebacker,
you're probably in the hunt.
Yeah, I think we just need to get
here.
like true pass rushers.
Just you're like a little bit better secondary, and you're like right here.
Yeah,
secondary,
I think if we get a quarterback,
like right there.
Yeah, we get a quarterback. We upgraded a little. We upgraded on linebackers a little bit. Maybe get another big name corner or something. We'll be fine, honestly.
On to the 49ers. Jimmy G, baby, in a tough spot.
Jimmy G show again. Jimmy G show again, Trey Lance.
No more.
Potentially season-ending injury from what it looks like. He did have surgery, I think yesterday. Went well from what I heard. You did just pay Debo. Paid him pretty good money.
As you should.
DK did get like 100,000 more, but that's not. But,
Semantics.
Yeah.
49ers
Debo, you got Brandon Ayuk.
Lost to the Bears and then beat the Seahawks. So
they did, yeah. Jimmy G dotted us up. Jimmy G looked like what the 49ers got when they first went to the Super Bowl with him. So
yes, sometimes you forget that happens.
Yeah.
You really do. You forget that was Super Bowl, the Chiefs, and that Jimmy G Super Bowl that you quick to forget.
They had the lead and then blew it. I mean, they have what it takes.
But they're
their O line is kind of questionable. You lost Alex Mack. He retired.
Yeah.
You don't really have a center there. You have I think Aaron Banks, who's your right guard. He's not really shown anything. You have Mike McGlinchey, right tackle.
Oh yeah.
Looks alright. You lost your left tackle, I'm pretty sure. I think they did. I don't know what's going on there. They don't really have a running back at the moment either.
Yeah,
Elijah Mitchell's injured.
Yep. They're just chilling. They have Debo, Jeffrey Wilson, Tyrion Davis Prince, Kyle Juszczyk, and
You have George Kittle. Okay. Yeah, you got arguably one of the better tight ends in the league.
Javon Kinlaw, Fred Warner, Samson Ubaka,
Drake Greenlaw, Emmanuel Mosley.
Honestly,
Trevarius Ward that you picked up.
Great defense, offense, something to prove. Mid. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah. Probably the
Tom Brady.
Probably Super Bowl. This is final season.
Final season.
For real this time.
For real. That one's gonna hurt.
He said it when he was a Patriot. He said, "I'm playing till I'm 45, or I'm playing till I suck." And he's 45, so
I'm just gonna be completely honest. Matt Ryan sucked Not Matt Ryan. Ryan Tannehill sucked.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even put him at the top of mid. Honestly, I'd put him honestly the end of mid. I don't think
they have Derrick Henry. I can't do that.
But I mean, you just traded AJ Brown away, just like that.
But who'd you get in return?
Treylon Burks.
Hey, out of Arkansas, baby.
I mean, he looks promising. I mean, but
it's whatever.
It was questionable. I mean,
yeah, the team is just,
we'll see how they do without AJ. Derrick Henry, if he can get going again, maybe get 2,000 yards again, that'll be a day. Your defense, secondary.
They lost to the Giants by 1, and then lost to the Bills by 35. So, so now you tell me. But the Bills are so good. Where do you put them? So
they did draft Malik Willis in the 3rd round.
I think he's gonna get a start next week, man.
High potential prospect. Could have possibly gone to the Seattle Seahawks at number 9, but he fell, and he fell hard.
No, they weren't sold on him. Didn't play at a high enough caliber school.
Yeah, Liberty. I mean, he's got the arm, he's got the speed. He's just really raw. Just a raw talent.
His ceiling is really high.
It is.
It feels like if this was NBA 2K, you could compare him to Randall Cunningham of a sort.
Yeah, I mean, if
I don't know how good his arm was.
Malik Willis doesn't pan out, then I mean, it won't really hurt you. It's not like you took him in the 1st round. You did take him in the 3rd.
So
With this past draft class, you could have used that 3rd round pick on maybe something else if it doesn't pan out. But if it works out, and I think you got pretty good value out of that.
yeah,
Honestly.
that's where they are. And the final team on this list, the Washington Redskins, baby. I don't know. I really don't know where this team is. They just kind of exist between space and time.
I feel like if you're starting Carson Wentz, you're probably in a rebuild. I don't know, man.
I don't either.
I think they're just bad. I think they're bad.
I think they're just kind
Kind of bad.
But they put up so many points.
I mean, you have talent at receiver. You have a older tight end.
Samuel, Logan Tom,
Terry McLaurin, Juwan Dotson.
Cam.
You have
Sims.
Diami Brown.
Yeah, the Army round. You have
Yeah.
McKissick, Gibson.
You have the offense, you just don't have the quarterback.
Yeah, and the defense has a lot of big names: Carmen Crow, William Jackson, John Bostic, Cole Holcomb, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, the other Alabama
Chase
defensive
Young,
tackle there, Chase
Ron
Young,
Payne.
Ron Payne, Jamin Davis, Bobby McCain.
They have Cole
Like, are
Holcomb?
you fucking kidding me? Yeah, Cole Holcomb.
Yeah.
Like, you have the defense, the offense. You know, we'll just throw them there in a tough spot. No offense.
No quarterback.
No quarterback,
That's what
no
those-
offense.
I mean, you have Sam Howell, but is he gonna play? Probably not.
I think he should, honestly.
I think he should. I mean, but you have
He
Carson
reminds me
Wentz,
of a Drew Brees
Taylor
type.
Heineke.
Drew Brees type.
Yeah.
So, looking at this, only 3 teams Super Bowl bound.
Any teams you want to switch up, Soren? Anything you see?
No. And then the Eagles down in the mid. Yeah, Panthers are such a fucking wild card team. I don't know. I do not know where to put them. No, I think this is it. I think this is really, especially this one. I really like our tier list.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Falcons all the way down there.
They're in a league of their own, to put it nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the video. If Benny ever gets a PC and starts up any type of content, I'll link it in the future. Until then, follow NWML for more Benny commentary.
Yes, I will be there. I'll be more consistent. I just started getting really into the groove of things, you know.
It's fun.
Up and coming commentator, you know. It's fun, you know. You do it once, and then
You're hooked.
if you find a joy for it, it's like you're hooked, you know. Can't get enough of it. You know. Thank you for Soren bringing me out. Do this tier list for all you guys. You know, this is really early predictions.
Yeah, we'll see. How we'll come back to these.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
come
sure.
back.
Bye,
Good
everybody.
until after season.
Maybe we'll see more Benny soon on the channel.
Yes, sir.